Do you remember guys? Do you remember rally drivers like Sheka Mehta?
I've heard about Sheka Mehta.
Joginder Singh.
I remember Patrick Njiru.
That was later.
That is when I had like a memory. And
okay, so in the studio today
we have
one of the fewest women who have rallied over and over again. It's like her passion. She refuses to not rally because she loves being in that seat.
It's the adrenaline.
Must
Did I
be.
get that right?
Adrenaline.
Yeah.
That's very good. Lisa Christoffersen has participated in several of these rallies that you talk about.
Good morning, guys.
Karibu.
Morning.
Asante sana.
Uko poa?
Sana.
We nini nafanya unapenda mandae na we ni dem?
Mimi ni dem. Hey, guy.
So ni dem.
Kabisa.
Alafu na participate kwa sports yenye iko male dominated.
Kwa
nini unataka hawa jamaa kukula vumbi yangu?
Lisa.
Amazing.
Life is so amazing.
Lisa.
But you know what? Before we go to rally, let's talk about how Lisa has overcome or fought
I think
the C word.
Yeah, I think she's driven through
because of cancer.
Yeah.
Cancer has made you
appreciate life.
Yeah.
I would say so. In 2006, here in Nairobi, I got very, very sick. And long story short, the doctor looking after me here in Nairobi, I think worsened the situation because I kept going back to him repeatedly saying something's wrong with my body. And you know when you know yourself, and I've always been tuned into a healthy lifestyle, taking my vitamins and supplements, working out and all of that, you know. And he ended up just saying to me, I think you're probably a hypochondriac. And I said, me? Something is wrong. I was down to 49 kilos. Yani, I was whiter than any muzungu you've ever seen. Because I was so anemic, right?
Sorry.
So I called girlfriend in Johannesburg and I said, you know, hook me up with one of the top gynaes down there. I have a problem. I didn't know what. So Sunday afternoon I land in Johannesburg. Monday morning I barge into the doctor's office and not taking no for an answer, and he realized just by looking at me something's wrong. So spent 10 hours, all kinds of checks, x-rays, blood test, to be diagnosed Tuesday morning with stage 4 cancer and given 10 days to live. So I'm there alone in the room. And
10 days.
10 days. So I told him, I'm busy. I've got things to do, places to go, children to raise, and in the future rallies to do, right?
Yeah.
And realizing at that moment that you can overcome anything with a very strong, powerful mind and a positive attitude. So I told him, let's get the show on the road. So I went to see a top oncologist who redid all the tests to reaffirm that yes, I did have 2 massive tumors in my uterus. One was 12 centimeters, one was 14, pushing the other out, and it had spread to my lungs. My whole lung was one big tumor. So she said, normally I would operate and remove that tumor from your lung. However, you're too weak, you'll never survive an operation. So she said, I'm going to apply for the strongest oral chemotherapy in the world, which requires a permit, which we got. And on the Monday morning, I went in, and the chemo started going into my body. I hemorrhaged into my lungs, had 7 blood transfusions, and I technically died. They managed to resuscitate me, so put me back to life, and I ended up being on life support for 5 weeks. So I was lying in a little corner of ICU for 5 weeks. In SA at Morningside Hospital in Sandton, with the tubes attached to every part of my body.
Yeah.
And guess what? I couldn't talk. It was the quietest time of my life. So I spent 3 months actually in hospital having weekly oral chemotherapy. The doctor came in and gave me this list with all the side effects that chemo does to your human being, including losing all your hair.
Yeah.
I told her I don't have time for all of this. The only thing I'm ready for is lose my hair and have a makeover. And that's exactly what happened. I never vomited. I never had all of those joint pains. Nothing. Positive attitude. You realize that you can overcome so much by tapping into yourself and saying, this ain't going to happen to
So
me.
is it all in remission now? I mean, is it all gone?
Hey, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I'm stronger and fitter than I have ever been in my entire life.
And you drive a car like a maniac.
Yeah, is it all gone?
What do you mean a maniac?
You're like a Matatu driver.
We have to compete with them. Now I'm driving a beast. The Beauty and the Beast, as the girlfriend said the other day.
Is she parked outside?
She's parked outside. I'm going to show you guys. It's
it-
so sexy.
is it
It's
the
the Ford Raptor.
What color?
Orange.
I
Orange.
love that color.
It is.
I
And what
love-
is that color? It's energy, matching my nails. Oh,
Lisa,
I know.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
She's been here about 30 years in Kenya.
Yeah.
That's why I don't get Swahili come out.
Unaongea Kiswahili sana, uliland mwaka gani?
Ati nililan, hii ni Kiswahili kweli?
Kuland.
Oh, kulan.
Yeah, kuland.
In the 80s here. I came here, I was brought out from Copenhagen when I was actually working at Copenhagen Airport.
Do you know where Copenhagen is? Huh?
I think somewhere in Europe.
No, Sema, country. Just guess.
Copenhagen.
Guess. Usimwambie.
Norway.
Huyo ni Oslo.
Copenhagen. Netherlands.
Hiyo ni Amsterdam.
Yeah. Copenhagen.
Hata twende Denmark.
Denmark.
Ni sawa.
So you're originally
From Denmark.
Denmark, yes. So I was brought out here by an Italian architect, designer, amazing, talented human being, Amanda Tanzini, who had the contract to decorate Safary Park Hotel. So I came out, one-way ticket, 22 suitcases, and went straight to Safary Park Hotel, and I lived there for 5 years, assisting to decorate and beautify that hotel, which is...
Okay, hold on.
Sema.
22 suitcases.
Unajua wanawake tunabeba vitu mingi.
kama vile.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's the first thing that. And you lived there for 5 years. 5 years.
Yes.
Safari Park.
That's Safari
So
Park.
you know it inside out.
I know it inside out, actually. And the other day, the general manager called me and said, you know, these carpets that you guys did in our conference rooms, they have lasted for these 30 years. We want to redo them now. It was such a pleasure to go back and actually see that place. It's actually a beautiful hotel.
Yeah.
So I actually founded Kenya's first all-women-only rally team back in March 2022. Called the Lionesses. So the story was in June 2021 when the former regime there just brought back WRC, because remember we had lost it for some time. So they brought it back, and Waziri Amina Mohammed, back then who was the Minister of Sports, Culture and Heritage, she invited me to spend the last day with the family watching the Safari rally at Hell's Gate. And I said to her, Waziri, where are all the women? Only women I'm seeing are like standing on the side of the dirt road, eating the dust, like cheerleaders. So I said, I'm going to start the first ever only women's safari rally. She turned to me and said, we're going to call it the Lionesses. That night, the seed was planted. Exactly 9 months later, the Super Cub was born at Kasarani, Triple S track out there.
How many of you?
We were 8 female drivers and 8 female navigators. And the most exciting part was all the official marshals, the fuelers, the police, the GSU, even the truck drivers of city... what's it called, the fire engine, women, wanawake peke yake. So we broke the bias, and we actually came on the front page of FIA, first women crew rally team ever in a whole of Africa.
So, do you have co-drivers and everything? I mean,
With navigators.
Yeah, navigators.
Yes.
Who are they?
So Washuko is going to be navigating me this year, and is again empowering young women, metaphorically, driving through life. Sometimes unajua tunapiga reverse, or you take the wrong turn, or you go right
In
instead
life.
of left.
Exactly.
In
In
life,
life.
I'm talking in life,
Yes,
yeah?
yes.
And the same. Yeah. And then you navigate through life as well. So this is getting into a rally car, which is grueling, hot, because you have to wear those rally suits. You're not allowed to turn up your pull up your sleeves, even if it's boiling hot. You just have to, you know, get through it.
Yeah.
And it's not easy, but it's, again, showing the youth that this is the way to go in a male-dominant sport, okay, where a lot of men today are now accepting women are joining us,
Yeah.
and that's very exciting.
Okay, and rallying is not a cheap sport.
Yeah.
Certainly not, because
Yeah.
you also know that, you know, rally cars, we drive on avgas, the same fuel that light aircraft use, or rally fuel.
So mnatumia jet fuel.
Jet fuel or avgas? What was that?
Avgas, yeah. Avgas. We use avgas here, which we get. And
Can we use that on our regular cars or no?
No. No, and it's also expensive. Or you get, some people bring in rally fuel, which is even more expensive. So it's a very expensive sport. You have your entries. Rally suits alone have to be fireproof. And did you know that all our rally gear has an expiry date?
No.
What do you mean?
Yes, you have.
Perishable.
What do you mean?
It is. So you have to, like our rally suit is 3-layered. So in case of a fire, we can actually manage to get out of the car without any burns, okay?
Is that
so
right?
that there's wear and tear. So FIA are very, very strict. Security comes first.
So how much do you need? Because I saw you rallying a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah.
23,
how much
24, I think 23, 24?
Yes.
You rallied?
Yes.
How much does one need to have the whole car, everything sponsored?
And a team.
And a team.
You need mechanics.
So
a
first of
team
all,
manager.
How much, give or take, is a rally car worth?
Well, here, if you buy a good second-hand rally car that you know is also up to date.
What do you mean a good second hand? I couldn't have first hand.
I would have
second
asked
hand.
them brand new it's like 300,000 euros. You know, here we can get probably a good car between 10 to 15 million shillings. So remember also the seats and the seat belts as well have to be up to date and validated. You know, the roll bars, the roll cage inside as well.
Yeah.
Your helmet. You know, we have the intercom so we can communicate together with our navigator.
So what is
average? So what
15.
I'm looking for right now is about 25 M.
So 10 to 15 M.
That's how much you paid for your Range Rover the other day, huh?
No,
It
you
goes up.
can you
That's
point
how
at
much you
yourself?
paid for your Range Rover.
Point at yourself.
Watch any party where my pay bill number.
Nah, kutoa.
So 25
25 mil-
25. You know what? And I tell corporates all the time, guys, I'm a billboard on wheels. Because if they started now and started branding my Raptor, when I go in traffic, people are stuck in traffic and they'll look at that sticker.
Yeah.
Maybe even if it has a QR code. What is that company all about? It would be amazing.
It would be amazing.
Yeah.
And that's a good car.
Yes.
Is that what you're going to
I
drive
think
in the
sponsors already calling her.
Really?
Yeah, tell them you're on radio.
I'm on radio, Hot 96.
Lisa Christoffersen
Your desire.
is live.
Oh, nah.
Hot
breakfast.
96.
Yeah.
Well done. So, when is a rally? People don't know. I mean, there's been no noise being made.
Nothing. I mean, people unfortunately land at Jomo Kenyatta and call and ask me, is the rally really happening? We haven't seen anything. There's no billboards. There's no signs. There's no noise. There's no communication. And it's also very difficult for corporates when you go to them and you say to them, look, there's about 1 month left until the rally. And they're like, but no, we haven't seen anything. And they think in their heads, well, isn't it in June? Because it used to be in June. So they're thinking like that.
Right.
So, oh, you've got time, Lisa. And I said, we don't have time.
It's in
We
March.
need the support, Sai,
And it's in
right
March.
now. It's on 20th of March. And that is when flag off is from KICC. But remember, the week before, we have to go and drive the whole track
To
doing a
familiarize.
recce.
Yeah.
So I'll be driving the Ford Raptor in my recce.
Let me ask you. Okay, the
Let's go
Reiki.
for Raptor.
Yes, you need pickup.
Lakini ni nzuri, yani inakaa,
Masculine.
sana.
Yeah, but mine, you should see it. Oh my gosh, it's sexy. It's the latest 2024 model. It has a screen larger than any iPad you've seen, and I mean, it has all the compartments. The leather inside is black and orange. It's so beautiful, and it just hugs that road, and you feel in control. Even the matatus wanatoka.
But Raptor si ndio utarali nayo.
No, apana.
Unarali na?
Either a Subaru or Mitsubishi.
What?
Whatever I can get.
What?
A Subaru N10. It would be an N10 or an Evo 10.
Okay. And then unajua kwa hii 25 million umepata ngapi?
Sijapata hata dururu.
Oh, God.
Juzi,
Aye.
there's a commercial bank
Yeah.
ilikuwa ina either kuintroduce team yenye wana sponsor or something na nakumbuka kuna madem wawili ama ni watatu walikuwa part of it. Kuliendaje huku hapo?
No, hata sijui kwa nini walisahau mimi. Lakini the young lady there, she was one of our lionesses, so I'm actually super happy that she's there. Tina Gatimu she was navigating her mother in my rally. the Lionesses as she was underage, and now the mother is navigating her and Tina's driving. It's a beautiful story.
Oh, wow.
It's beautiful.
Amazing.
And she is an amazing driver.
How long can you do this? I mean, you have so much passion for what you're doing. How long can you do this?
You know, it's as long as I want. As long as I love it and as long as I can, and as long as the passion still is alive, the flame is burning, I will continue to do it. And the thing that I really would like to do is actually go and drive in other countries, like go to America and drive in the Rebel Rally in Nevada, California desert,
Nevada, Las Vegas.
which is every October. And this is an all-women only rally in 4x4s. And using all navigation skills, so hakuna kitu naitwa Google Maps. It's the old-fashioned map.
Nice.
So that's what I would love to do, and that's a 10-day rally.
What about the old, the annual Dakar rally? Remember, it used to be Paris-Dakar before that?
Yes.
And then they changed it. Now it's in Saudi Arabia. Can you imagine?
Yes.
And it's
Yeah,
where you
Dakar.
could do- Imagine, in
Dakar ni wapi?
Dakar, ni Senegal,
Alafu.
na iko Saudi Arabia.
Guys.
Now-
Would you like to do that?
I would love to do that one. And you know what's interesting? Saudi Arabia is actually supporting women in that rally.
No.
Yes.
Women can't even drive in Saudi
No,
Arabia.
now
Yeah,
they can.
now they can.
Now they can.
Oh.
Yes.
Wanabadilisha sheria.
Oh, walipata nini? Ule MBA patia nini?
And they're being super supportive by their Ministry of Sport in Saudi Arabia. There's also the Gazelle Rally in Morocco, which is another all-women-only rally in the desert there. So there's so many rallies that we can actually go and represent our country out of Kenya.
But
So
before
why-
we go represent our country, what's happening to our country? Like, si kuna sports fund, si kuna Ministry of Sports, na wako na budget allocation on an annual basis.
Au hiyo ni ya football pekee na athletics.
Unaget na football yetu hata hatuwezi piga Tanzania hapa, hata hatuna viwanja.
Hata Uganda.
Unaget. Hadi tunacheza Kenyan tournament lakini tunachezea viwanja za majirani.
Hatuna stadium.
Question is, kwani hizi ganji za sports fund, hizi pesa za Ministry of Sports haziwezi zikakuja kusaidia watu kama nyinyi wenye mnataka?
Tumejaribu. Last year we actually got sponsorship. We were sponsored by Talenta of the Ministry of Sports. 4 Kenyan drivers and 4 Kenyan navigators. We were sponsored and we drove, and 3 of us ended up on the podium, which was fantastic. So we were there to tell the story loud and clear, and we were promised support exactly there after the podium. We were actually told, you're going to get support, we're going to buy you overalls, we're going to do everything for you ladies, we're so proud of you. Alafu
Wakanyamaza.
Ababu na mwamba akaenda sijui
Hiyo design.
akaenda home.
Si bishe State House waambie
Yeah. Si waambie.
like we bana State House wamepewa 5 billion pamoja na
Headlines today.
5 billion pamoja na
Kindiki's office.
Kindiki's office.
To ati
So,
for pay.
and I only need 25 M.
They've got B.
Kama unasikiza unaambiaje? Unajua Rezo anasikizanga, president anasikizanga.
Napenda hiyo sana.
Hiyo design.
Wacha tu najaribu. Isn't it just across the road?
Yeah, hapa tu.
Hapa tu wacha niende.
Abonge na best yako. Dimples.
Governor Dimples.
Hey, county government Nairobi wanaweza come through. Sio bora mtu amesponsor.
Wacha niende na Raptor yangu.
Hata RMS. Atoke hapa tuende kwa Papa Freddy.
Straight.
Tumwambie
Because the Dimples are across the road, eh?
Yeah.
Ako on Dennis Street.
Mbaya.
Lisa,
I'm on my way.
This is not right, huh? So much struggles to get things done.
And you know,
not
it's
right.
that awareness which, do you know how many people on a global level watch WRC Safari Rally? Do you know? Over 6 billion global viewers.
Come
6
on.
billion.
6 billion.
Imeshinda World Cup.
Money in World Cup, eh?
Yes.
World Cup inakuanga a billion or something.
At least.
Yeah.
No, over 6 billion global viewers, and companies don't get it that they're losing out in marketing, in brand visibility, brand recognition, support. There's companies who have CSR. Where is your CSR? We're empowering young women here, and we also want to support children who have cancer. So if we get over and above what the ask is, then we're able to say, here's some money that we're going to support that child who has cancer.
And you know, WRC here Kenya Safari Rally is part of a circuit, if I'm not wrong.
It is.
Sindio? Kuna circuit zingine, ama rally zingine all over the world. But what makes EA to your Safari Rally stand out from the other ones, such that
What's so special about us?
in attract over 6 billion global viewers?
But remember that Safari Rally was actually born in Nakuru. That is home to Safari Rally, okay? When you mention Safari Rally anywhere, people say Kenya. They immediately relate to Safari Rally as a Kenyan brand, right? So Safari Rally Kenya, where else in the world do they drive through such extraordinary scenery? Nakuru County, Elementaita, Soisambu, Hell's Gate, Kidong. You know, we're driving through some spectacular and very, very diverse country with the Lake Elementaita, and you've got Lake Naivasha as well. You know, it's beautiful. You don't find that anywhere else in the world.
Flamingos. I remember when we were
Zebras.
growing up, it was East African Safari Rally. That's what it was called back then, right? 5,000 kilometers through Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda.
Oh, okay.
Amazing. Amazing. Whoever won in the end was a real champion.
Walai.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
That was the days of, like you were mentioning earlier, Shekameta,
Shekameta.
Jogenda Singh,
Oh.
all of that. My dad used to drive that in that Safari Rally, actually.
Is that right?
Yep.
And those Europeans, the Finns and the Norwegians.
Waldegards. Waldegards.
Bjorn Waldegaard.
Yes.
Ay.
And that was real branding in those days. You mentioned the 555. You have certain things that you still remember because the impact was so big. Where's the impact today?
Zero.
Question is,
We are a month away and we haven't heard a damn thing.
yeah, now, why
What
is
the
it
hell?
that it was stopped before it came back just 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah.
From my understanding is that they have to pay an annual fee for WRC, and that was not paid
For years.
for years.
Oh, lakini tuna pesa za
It's
5 billion za
kutengeneza
State
State
House.
House. Road tunatoa mareba, tunaweka flat roof.
Kwa hiyo nyumba tunaweka flat roof,
Tunatoa mareba.
tiles.
Your design. So the annual fee ndio iko imelipwa.
Oh no.
Uhuru akakama kalipa.
Yes. So they brought it back, I think, those days with Uhuru and Amina Mohammed. And it was fantastic. It was very exciting. So it was starting in June again. And then it was then changed back to Easter. Last year we drove in Easter. And this year it's the 20th of March.
Which is before Easter, so
Yes, before Easter.
Na unajua
hiyo ni Ramadan.
na unajua Ramadan I think itaanza first March. Unajua saa hizi ukitafuta mahoteli Naivasha ni tricky kupata.
Yeah, sana.
Hawa wazungu wanakujaga bana wanabook kila kitu.
Because they know they're professionals, man.
So unapata if you were coming from abroad ungekuja na
Team yako.
timu yako ya wase kama
Bogi.
300.
Neto Bogi.
Mbogi.
Oh,
Mbogi. But hapo napata our technical team, can you compare it to these foreigners?
Not at all. I mean, those guys are professionals. They are driving in a professional league. So you have the P1s and the P2s, and they drive, I think,
P1s
30
and
P2s.
P2.
And they drive.
Hiyo ni ya weekend. Hiyo ni ya pharmacy ama.
Na kuna P3.
Kuna P3.
Yes. So kuna mbili.
Kuna P3.
P2 na P3.
P3.
Okay, P1,
Okay.
P2, P3.
Carry on.
Yeah. So they drive in a circuit around the world.
Yeah.
I think they do about 13 rallies, WRCs around the world in one calendar year. So, you know, when they come here with their teams, and I was looking at the Toyota Gazoo team, they have that one rally car and a team of about 40 mechanics. Everybody is on top of what they do. So compared to us, we are a little bit jua kali, if I have to say the least. You know, we're driving our Subaru N10s like tractors.
Your design. Unaenda kufungua kuna number 10.
Excuse
Wheel spanner.
the 40 mechanics.
40 mechanics just on that one car. It was absolutely amazing. And I stood there. Their whole service park was clean. You could have eaten off the floor. It was amazing just to see the level of professional and their tools. Like, I just wanted to borrow their tools.
Mechanized tools.
Really beautiful. Everything shining. Hakuna mafuta anywhere. Nothing.
Grease.
Nothing. No grease.
Leo
OT hayuko hapo.
How many mechanics did you have last time?
We were 4 ladies team and we shared, I think, 4 mechanics.
Na mmoja anakuja kondogogi mbaya.
Na naito kick.
Chiromo, leta nitoe logo kwanza. Leta nitoe logo kwanza.